Jack lived with his mom in a small English village. They also had a cow, but the cow stopped giving milk. They decided to sell the cow for money to set up a new shop. Jack wanted to do it himself to solve his first business case. He took their beautiful spotted cow and went to the market. "I wonder how much money we can get," he thought. "A golden coin? Or two maybe. But we must get to the market first." Jack came to a bridge and saw a mysterious elderly man. "What a nice cow you have," said the man. "Where are you taking her?" Jack's folks taught him never to talk to strangers, but he thought that it was time for him to make his first adult decision. And there was no way for him to sell a cow without talking to strangers anyway. Besides, he's almost home. And in case of danger, he can use the master weapon of all children: loud cry. So Jack started praising the cow. "It's your lucky day, old man," he said. "This is not just your ordinary pretty cow. This animal is unique. Cow 18. You must pay special attention to the pattern on her hide. And do you see horns and hoofs? 2 and 4. Timeless classics. If you were looking for a cow, this is it." The old man agreed to buy the cow, but not for the money. He offered magic beans instead. Jack didn't like the idea at first, but the old man promised that if he planted the beans, they would grow as high as the sky overnight. Otherwise, the man would return the cow anyway. Jack decided that it was fair, so they shook hands on the bargain. But Mother didn't like the bargain at all. "You were cheated! I shouldn't have let a child do the man's work." She was so angry that she threw the beans right out of the window. "Where are we going to get money to buy food? This is the Middle Ages. No credit cards have been invented yet," she cried. So Jack went to bed very upset and hungry. But things got interesting in the morning. The beans thrown out have sprouted indeed and grown sky high. At least the old man was telling the truth. Jack has got a new idea. They can harvest magic beans and sell them on the market. This is a sure way for him and his mom to become rich. He even skipped his breakfast and rushed up the beanstalk. Let's climb the stalk. Well now, Jack climbed to the very top of the stalk, but couldn't see a single bean pod. Maybe it's too early for them. And what's that? Oh my hat! There's a big house right on top of the cloud. It's even difficult to mount the stairs of this size. Imagine the size of people who live there. How about knocking on the door and asking for some water? Jack was too exhausted to go down. Knock, knock. Nobody answers the door. Maybe they cannot hear him. And the doorknob is too high. What about wriggling through this little split? Wow! Jack is in a giant's house. He called out, but received no response. Looks like nobody's home. Jack was starving, and there was a lip-smacking aroma in the air. Breakfast, and not an ordinary one. The portion was monstrous. A bread loaf the size of a wagon, and cheese the size of its roof. This was someone else's food, but Jack figured that if anybody ate a crumble of his sandwich, he wouldn't mind. Let's eat. Jack ate to the full. Soon he heard a terrible stomping. Stomp, stomp. I better hide, thought Jack. But where? A giant appeared at the door. Jack was going to peek out and introduce himself, but the giant took a deep breath and said, Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the bones of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones and get his dough. Yikes! It was not just your ordinary giant, it was an ogre. Jack immediately stopped feeling bad about eating some of the ogre's breakfast. Just hope you don't become a sausage yourself, or what the ogre would fancy. Jack took 2 green onion leaves and made antennae out of them. Jack stood up straight and stopped the ogre. He said very politely, I think you're seriously mistaken, sir. I'm English indeed, but I'm not a man. I'm a cockroach. I assure you that I'm absolutely inedible. Disgust immediately distorted Ogre's face. Apparently, ogres are not fond of cockroaches. As for Jack, he scolded the ogre for accumulating so much dirt all over the kitchen that even a cockroach appeared. Jack made the ogre promise to be tidy so the cockroach wouldn't come back. He was ambling toward the exit while the ogre kept apologizing and promising to keep clean. The ogre saw him out till the very beanstalk, and Jack was going to finally say goodbye when a gust of wind blew away his onion antennae. Ogre's eyes gleamed. He smiled maliciously. What a smart breakfast has been dragged in! Jack took off down the beanstalk like mad, but the ogre followed him. Let's color the picture. Jack was the first down. He took an axe and started cutting the beanstalk. Let's cut down the stalk. Gotcha! Beanstalk started collapsing, and the ogre changed direction to avoid falling down. Annoyed, he threw a shoe at Jack. The shoe nearly hit Jack's house. Whew! Jack and his mom were safe. But what should they do next? Well, Jack found a way to make money out of his adventure. He opened an exhibition of the largest shoe in Britain. It attracted vast hordes of tourists. Soon, Jack bought a new cow. And what about the ogre? Without the beanstalk, no child could reach the giant house, so everyone was perfectly safe.